What's up guys, this is Rixxalight signing and welcome back to Tekken 3. I didn't change the difficulty, but fuck it. We're on Chang now, so... I'm running out of things to say. I've talked about a lot of stuff already.
Final round. Fight.
Getting a little bit tired, to be honest. I'd like to change the difficulty in the game itself sometimes, just in case like some fights take too long, so then I can keep it on normal. And then when it gets too tough, just change it out, so I can just get it done or something like that. So then the challenge is there, and the challenge is kind of not there and stuff, so I really don't know. I think I should have stuck to easy with Chang, considering she is a bit slow. So this may get a little bit rage-inducing towards the end, but I do not know.
You will win.
See, to think about it, it's like when you say people are YouTubers. I've seen a few that being a YouTuber, gaming YouTuber is kind of hard because you run out of things to play and stuff. It's like, well, there's loads of games coming out. You could try those out if obviously they don't fancy your interest. Like say for example you've been doing it for 6 months and already running out. It's like, how are you running out? There's loads of PC games you can play or look into. There's PS2 stuff you can look into. There's the Xbox 360, Xbox One, all these things, all these consoles. But obviously you don't want to be, like say if you can only afford a PC game or a PC computer like a box standard one, then I don't think you should be technically doing YouTube, considering, this is just my opinion. Like yeah, do it by all means, don't give up on it and all that lot, but like, because sometimes the best games out there require a good gaming computer. Like all the high-end gaming stuff, like obviously all these new AAA games that are coming out all require a good gaming computer, and a lot of the YouTubers don't have one. But some of them, like I have a decent one. I didn't know that decent. It was cheap, but it does what it needs to do. But I know a lot of other computers out there that can't play like Amnesia or Minecraft or stuff like that, but can play other stuff. But
Final round. Fight.
I don't think the best way for me to start off is doing some console stuff, because all you need to get yourself is something like kind of like a microphone. You don't need a good computer to play it, because the console's already got the graphics you need for it. There's no like barrier saying, oh, is it powerful enough to run it? Unless you have a slimline PS2, then some games there's like, oh, it's not powerful enough to run this game, which that's what I found out on my PS2. Take a breath. Because the console games are so easy to record, because you can just buy a recording capture card. Like for the PlayStation 2 and the original Wii, and some of the Xbox 360 games, like the ancient ones when it first came around, when they didn't require HD. It was so easy to do, because I've got a recording capture device now that costs me like £5 or like $6 for you lot, for the American lot. So we're like, well, why is it so hard for people to actually do videos? You know, because PS2s are cheap. The PS2 games are cheap, unless you get a really fucking rare game. There's loads of stuff to do. So why are people saying that it's hard to do YouTube because I don't have the money or something like that? Well, you don't really need the money. Considering to get into recording you need a computer. The cheapest one, mine was 200. Not hard. A capture card with all the wires, about 7. A PS2 is about 30. You don't need money to do YouTube. You know, that's what makes it good about doing. But then people want to do it for the fame, then... You know, I'm not even going to mention about this video, because I don't want to butcher YouTube a lot, because everyone does it for their own reasons, and I respect their reasons completely. It's just that other people don't find it appealing. It's like, well, if you want to make YouTube videos for money, do it for money, dude. You know what? It's there to do money. It's possible. It's just don't expect it to be done, like, instantly. Same goes for musicians. I used to work as a sound engineer. That a lot of bands would come in, record an album or some music or something, and just not do anything. What? Okay. Right, sorry about that, guys. What was I saying now? Yeah, like the music community or something like that. Like, oh look, we're a band, we're 4 people, we can play instruments. Oh, look, there's a recording studio down there. Oh look, we can make music there. It's like, great, we made music. But they don't realise it costs a lot more money to make music like, say where I used to work, it was £15 an hour or $17 an hour to record, like, to do some recording. But then it got a little bit stressful because they wanted, where's our money? Because you don't get money until 6 months of release. And then they're like, oh, well, we're not going to do this anymore now because we've not got no money to do this at all. And it's like, well, that's what you need to think about, isn't it? You can't just think about, oh yeah, it's going to be easy. Yeah, making the music's easy, because all you're doing is playing guitar, but while the sound engineer's got to edit it all, like give some good music effects, record it all for you. But then in the end, you're like, oh yeah, it's going to cost a lot more money because you need to record the music. You may think you're not doing a lot, but just because all that's there doesn't mean you're going to be good. You might think you're good, people might think you're good, but it's going to take more than like a week or something to get there into YouTube. Like, I mean into music as well. Like, there's lots of things that can help you out, like getting publicity over Facebook or Twitter and stuff like that, but either way, it's not going to get you freaking big in like 2 days. It has for other people, yeah, because they've been really successful, but it still took them some time to get to where they were. Like, I know there's a lot of hate around a certain band called Black Veil Brides, but like when they released their first song in 2009, and by the time 2010 came, they were very popular. But they'd been around since 2006, trying to make music for 3 years, but nothing was happening. It was only their big break was in 2010, so bands just don't come from anywhere. It's like their first album that got released was quite successful halfway through the year of their first release, which was brilliant. That's why a lot of bands hate them, because their first album was a great success, but then you've got other bands like Green Day, their first album wasn't that popular at all. It didn't get nowhere. A lot of first albums didn't get nowhere until after, like say for example Paramore, their first album wasn't as popular as their second album, but the first album still got publicity after the second album was released because the second album had better songs on it. That's the same thing, like when you first start YouTube, you're going to be an amateur. Everyone's an amateur at YouTube when I first start. I still classify myself as an amateur. I fucking suck at this thing, alright? All I do is record videos and stick them on YouTube. I don't do much editing. A lot of people don't do much editing. But it's like, there's people out there who do lots of edits and make comedy in there, but they've not got the publicity anymore because... All I think it is because when it came around, like all them years ago, back in 2007 or 2006, it's like, yeah, believe it or not, YouTube was around 2005, but the first Let's Play came out in 2006, but he's not popular. And I think you should be, because he was the first one to do it. You've got people like comedy like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye and all that lot, but they're the ones that's taken up all the space. Like, I'm not hating them.
Final round. Fight.
It's hard to get good with YouTube considering people just want to watch those lot, so it's hard to find new people out there that you're going to enjoy. The best way how to get publicity on YouTube is doing something unique, and doing gaming is not unique. I know 3 YouTubers, not personally, but I know 3 YouTubers who got quite popular really quickly. And these ones were Dorko, Razbowski, and the 8-Bit Gaming guys. All because they did theories, they did talks about updates on the Five Nights at Freddy's games, and they played them all the time. They did spin-offs of them, they did remakes of them, they did like obviously copycats of them, constantly, and that grew their fan base. But also downside of that is because all they did was Five Nights.
Michelle.
She's dying.
Mother.
I thought they were sisters, not mothers and brothers. What?
You have conquered Ogre. Now the key to control Ogre is this pendant. It was all Heihachi's evil plot.
I'll never let Heihachi get away with this.
No, Julia, wait. Julia, hatred is not the answer. Do you remember why I taught you the powers to fight? It was to protect Mother Earth, not to destroy. Now let's go home, back to Arizona, where the land awaits us.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. Sorry, I got distracted there because I actually didn't know Michelle was in this, but...
Of Iron Fist Tournament. Enter
the Tekken. Well, there you go. So, I've had enough rambling for now. I'll probably pick it up some more in the next video, but like I was saying at the end, was because those 3 channels were based off all Five Nights at Freddy's and constantly kept on bringing up Five Nights at Freddy's like once in day every week. They grow it's got attached, like the Five Nights at Freddy's fan base got attached to them, and when they did something new, there wasn't liking. It's like, where was all your Five Nights at Freddy stuff? Oh, and all that stuff. So it's quite hard doing YouTube in the end, really. Considering I was on normal, I actually flew through that quite fast. I was talking, so and I wasn't even concentrating. So how the fuck I did half of those, I don't even know. Anyway, guys, that was the end of Tekken 3 with Julia Chan or Julia Chang. I forgot. I don't know her name. So this is Rixxalight signing out.